One lazy habit. That's all it takes for a loaded gun to turn a family visit into a tragedy you will never recover from. So whether the grandkids pile into your living room or you're sleeping in their guest room, the risk is the same. If there's a gun and there are kids, you have Christmas chaos in between. That can be a recipe for disaster. Now, most people think their gun is safe just because it's put away. This time of year, that kind of thinking can get somebody killed, injured, especially you, your kids, your grandchildren. If you've got kids or grandkids under your roof, or if you're crashing at their house, this video could save a life. You absolutely need basic gun safety that really works. At your house, visiting your grown children, or anywhere you're staying with family. These are real gun safety tips. Gun safety video for the holidays, nice and calm. You'll get 5 real-world safety tips designed for aging hands, crowded houses, and the chaos of Christmas that focuses on gun safety for kids. No fear-mongering, just a checklist you can use today. Now, number 1, you have to master the 4 rules. We have to start with the foundation. Now, of course, we all know the universal firearm safety rules are the backbone of gun safety, but it's a good refresher. They work together like a safety net. They catch your mistakes before anything tragic happens. First, you have to treat every gun like it's loaded. If you pick it up, like this Glock, remove the magazine if there is one. It might be a revolver. Open it and clear it right away. Should be no guessing. Look inside. Feel the chamber. It is empty. Second, never point the muzzle at anything you aren't willing to destroy. You control where the gun aims, even if you stumble, slip, or fall. Third, keep your finger straight and off the trigger until your sights are on target and you're ready to shoot. And fourth, know your target, what's behind it. You are responsible for every round that leaves the muzzle. Now, these universal firearm safety rules stop problems before they start. You absolutely have to follow them every single time. Now, a lot of trainers and influencers will just say, train more. Yes, training is important, but I also think that's lazy. You have to train yourself on these rules too. They prevent accidents up front, especially when kids or grandkids are at the house and they're involved. Now, it's number 2, you have to store your gear right. CDC points out that most child accidents happen with guns that are loaded and unlocked. In a 2023 report they did on children's deaths, 76% of those deaths, the gun was unlocked. 74% the gun was loaded. This is where gun safety and home protection meet. You need a gun safe or storage, and I look at 2 basic things. Simple mechanical box with big push buttons, or something mounted beside the bed that gets the gun off the nightstand. Now, on the mechanical side, I like the idea of boxes. There's a Fort Knox PB1 is a great example. Big, simple buttons to press. No electronics, thick steel. You punch in a pattern, twist the knob, and you have access to your gun. There are no batteries, no tiny keys, and it's built to last forever. Now, if you prefer something a little more hidden, you can mount by the bed. You can look at a slider-style safe. The Vault-Tec slider is a good one, too. The appeal here is how it mounts. It mounts by the bed or under a nightstand, uses a keypad with larger buttons, and slides the pistol out in a consistent pattern, like a drawer, instead of digging around in a box. Now, I admit, I do not own these models, so please do your homework. What I do care about is big, simple controls you can use while half asleep with stiff or aching hands, solid construction, and a setup that keeps a loaded gun out of reach of kids or grandkids. That's important. Now, for hand pain, arthritis, surgeries, those tiny locks I think are a waste. These storage options match how you move. They lock up your guns and you're still prepared. These are real-world gun tips you can use. Now, a quick side note, if you are the one traveling, if you bring a gun into somebody's house, even for the holidays, the standard's even higher. You are now the one in the battling who knows where the gun is and what condition the gun is in. Bring a proper lockbox or bedside safe with you before you go to bed. Just have a quiet conversation with your host so you both know the plan. Now, I am not going to tell you to bring a gun with you if you travel, wherever you go. That's up to you. But I want to be very, very clear. If you travel with the gun, you are responsible for it at all times. Safety has to be the first concern. Now, before we finish the list, please take a moment, like and subscribe so you can get more no-nonsense gun tips, reviews, and info to help you become a responsible gun owner. Now back to the list. Number 3, we share the load. True safety is not a button, switch, or lever. It starts with you. Don't handle guns if you're tired, on medication, depressed, stressed, or angry. Now, I know this one can be obvious, but we're all human. I know a lot of us are experienced shooters, but we can get complacent, and complacency, as we know, kills. Make sure there is no live ammo when you clean your guns. No live ammo. Make sure your cleaning area is a live ammo-free zone. Again, basic gun safety, even if you've been shooting for 30 or 40 years. You can sit down with your family and explain the basic gun safety habits, like treating every gun as it's loaded, keeping your finger straight and off the trigger. And this is simple, age-appropriate gun safety for kids that doesn't scare them but teaches respect. Keep the talk straightforward. Show them by example how you handle your firearms responsibly. These habits build trust and last beyond the holiday season. Now, I do want to caveat this. Only do this if you're old enough to understand, if the kids are old enough to understand and be responsible. The NRA has some great resources for teaching children's gun safety, and I'll put the links in the description below. Now, you might want to set up a safe room. This is number 4. This is where gun safety meets home defense. You obviously control where the muzzle points, who's in front of it, and how your family moves and where they are. Now, I put this under gun and house safety. You give your family one safe place to go in the event of an emergency, instead of you wandering the house like a SWAT guy with the gun. Now, for most people, that's a bedroom. You harden one door, not the whole house. Simple door reinforcement kit on the hinges. A strike plate buys you time to get everyone behind that door in case there is a crisis or an invasion. Inside, you keep the essentials staged: your pistol, your carbine, a light, ear protection, and a phone. Nothing fancy, nothing hanging on the walls, and the goal here is very simple. Point the gun in one safe direction. You know who is in the room with you, and you're not moving around in the dark with kids, grandkids, or family members somewhere in the house. Now, I do like electronic earmuffs in general because they knock down the gunfire, but you can still hear voices and movement. There are a bunch of models out there, but use, please, whatever fits your budget and actually works for you. Number 5, you have to plan for the aftermath. Think and look ahead. Accidents are a horrible thing and they tear families apart. The legal troubles only make it worse. Get ready now. You can grab free cable locks from Project ChildSafe, typically at your local police station. I'll have those links in the description below. These are a solid starting point for kids' gun safety if you're on a budget. Now, obviously, we talked about training earlier. Brush up on your shooting skills and your gun safety skills. Visit your local gun range. My personal bare minimum is once a month, but the important thing here is to train, even if it's at home doing dry fire. Train smart. Follow the safety rules so the holidays do not turn into a tragedy. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. Your job is to protect your family from the gun. You're not just locking up a gun or keeping your family safe. You're protecting your whole family, wife, husband, spouse, grandkids, kids, from the gun and from possibly your own mistakes. Now, you've tightened up the safety rules, locked down your storage, tuned up your mindset, picked a safe room, and thought about what happens after the fact. If you want a quick reminder, I put together a several page safe room setup checklist. Covers the basics: door hardening, what to stage, family code words so everyone knows where to go and what to do. You can grab it, the link in the description below. Talk it over with your spouse and get this handled before the kids or grandkids show up.